This is Lord Swine here, back again. And today, just to let you know, Hunter x Hunter nenimpact has released a demo that anyone can pick up now if you've got the Steam version. If you've got Steam. So today I'm going to go over basically the tutorial in the game and how to kind of play the game, if you like, as its inception right now, before release. So I don't think much will change because the game's coming out July 17th, I think. But they've graced us with the ability to play the game early. They're doing everything they can, I think, to really push this game because it's quite a high price tag. It's about 50 quid, I think, where I live. So it's probably a little bit more expensive if you live in America or something like that. Dollars wise, I mean. So yeah, they're really trying to like encourage people to play the game, I think, which is cool. So any little thing they do. Apparently they're meant to be doing a beta at some point. I don't know when that is. I heard murmurs. I guess they have enough time. So yeah. I mean, I think I've played a little with the game so far. It seems like really fun. If you played MC3, Ultimate, then it's very similar to that. Feels very similar to that. So we'll have to see how the game plays out. But right now, it seems pretty good. But we're gonna go over it. Okay, so the first thing that the game in the tutorial goes over is movement. If you played MVC3, I think it's MVC3U, then movement I feel was a big part of the game. I didn't play a lot of the game, to be quite honest with you, so I'm not like some really big Marvel vs. Capcom guy, but the bit I played, I felt like movement was very important. Obviously, I feel like, I don't know if they'll have a lot of the same sort of mechanics and depth that they had in that game. I believe there was different types of dashing. There's like, I think it was called plink dashing, and then there was other forms of dashing. This seems to have like, it seems to be MVC with a different coat of paint. So they have a lot of the buttons are similar and stuff like that, and how you do things. Obviously, technical inputs have been removed from this game, which personally I don't like, but they're trying to like implement new people into the game, and a casual audience don't like technical inputs, so they seem to be going away, which I mean I don't like, but that's just me. So it's not like Grand Blue where there's the options even there, but anyway, so we're just gonna go through it and then just talk about it as we go along, and I'll just, if there's anything I can add to it, then I will. But this portion of the movement just establishes how to use the movement in the game or something like that, and the dash. Obviously, the dash in most fighting games, there's a macro. In this game, like MVCI, there is a macro. It's just literally I do light and heavy, and then you can do that back and forward as well. And that's the same in the air. Like there's an air dash in this game, so you can double tap if you prefer that. But this seems to be it. And you can. There's a super jump in this game as well. So you can super jump and then hang on, let me do this. I did this yesterday. Super jump and then backdash. So super jump is when you like press down and then up immediately like that. But you get the dash after. So there's a lot of emphasis on movement. But there is no double jump in this game, so you have to rely specifically on a dash and stuff. But the standard walking movement in this game is really, really slow. As you can see, like Gon does not move incredibly fast. I don't know if this is different for other characters. They've only got 6 in the demo, so I can't really. I haven't gone through all of them yet. But right now, Gon's very slow. But that might just be the dash, the momentum of the game. But yeah, the movement is pretty basic in this iteration of the game. I think like MVC, it doesn't really go into how to do the plink dashing and stuff, because I feel like it was a technique you had to do by pressing a certain like set of buttons at the right amount of time. But I never learned how to do that because I didn't play the game properly. But you probably can do it in this game, judging by certain things I do know about MVC. Like for example, to grab in this game, you press forward and heavy, and also forward and heavy does a move. That is the same as MVC3. Like so you have to time your grab. So if you're holding like forward and stuff, like so that part of the code of the game is still in it, very much so. So I imagine that they will have like the other techniques that they had in the original game, but until the game comes out and people start making finding tech and stuff, then I'll try learn that, and then if I can do it successfully, I'll make a tutorial on how to do it. But yeah, that's pretty much the movement of the game. It is very basic at the moment, so we'll have to see how the movement improves on in the release of the full game. But I feel like movement's going to be very important in this game. And now we're going to get into the normals of the game. Obviously, this is I think it's a 4-button fighter. It's 3 main buttons. It's light, medium, heavy, but then you have a special attack. And then obviously you've got, so it might be 5-button. No, actually, hang on a minute. This is like 8-button fight because there's assist calls and stuff. Just yeah, to me. So, but for the normals, there's light, medium, heavy, and then you got an N button, which allows you to do certain moves. And then you have the special moves, which is its own button, but we'll get to that. But the main normals, it is light, medium, heavy, and then the nenimpact, I think it's called. But I think we'll start with the light, medium, heavy. So you get the standard amount. So you got like these. This isn't there isn't an auto combo in this game. Without pressing I think it's B. Yeah. So if you hold the B button and then like mash a light attack, you will get a rush combo, I believe it's called, which I think it's going to cover later in the guide. But just for the example of like there is an auto combo in this game, but you can't just mash like light or Dragon Ball and then get like the ultimate what do you call it, auto combo. And this, I think this goes for everything. Yeah, so I did medium there. You get a different one, but this is rush combos. So for now, you got your medium light, and that's for the lowers. Then you got like a low one and a normal one, and obviously there's jump normals. Then you got medium, so this one's a bit more range. Medium, obviously, you can get a little more damage than you would say if you had a light starter. And then obviously you got heavy. Heavy set attacks. So if you hold back in heavy, you get a different move as well. So in Godden's case, you get the fishing pole, and you can do stupid stuff like that. If you just press heavy, you get these like Gatling rush, and then you get like the flying headbutt if you press forward and heavy. But there seems to be like applications of the moves, and then obviously Godden's like crouching medium goes this far, so it's not always a low. So it's low, and from what I've seen of the characters like hand play, crouch and heavy seems to be a sweep, like just a standard sweep. That does a grammar. It's just a standard sweep. So you can do stuff like that. But these seem to be like the normals in the game right now. Obviously, as the game gets further developed, we'll learn how to like use different characters. Like Gon doesn't seem like the normal kind of character, if I'm honest, because like his this move's pretty decent. But I don't know, obviously it would confirm into something like this. Yeah, wait. Yeah, something like that. Obviously this is like very early, so my combos are non-existent right now outside of Rush. But yeah, the normals are situated to that. Let's say specials, obviously you got the heavy Gatling, then you got Gon's headbutt, which in this case staggers. Gon's like one of my favorite characters in the show, so Gon will probably be the character I make the guide on the most. Maybe like the first character I look at, but I know that this staggers, and then you can do something like that. That's his headbutt, but then also you got the fishing pole. With the fishing pole, as far as I'm aware, also there's a downward fishing pole, so you can fish them out from up. Obviously, this doesn't explain that, but if you go into the character guides, then it will go into that and how to like what all the characters do. The guides on the training mode seem to be quite good, to be honest with you. So then we got the nenimpact attack. This was the other one I was talking about. This is tied to a meter, I believe, or at least the standing nenimpact is, because it's also a defensive mechanic and an offensive mechanic, which I'll show you in just a second. But they utilize the nen. The standing nenimpact staggers the opponent on the ground and blasts the opponent away in the hair. You can create chances to follow up attacks. So this is like, and crouching nenimpact is like your launcher. So think of like, I think it's MVC3. If you press down, I think it's down and special, it launches them. It's the same as this. I guess it's like your anti-air as well. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, and then jumping nenimpact can be used without a prior move. So the idea is you do it like this, and then you go into the move. Whereas if you press nenimpact in like the neutral, you get the nen stance. This is like a defensive mechanic, which you'll cover in a minute. But then you press a direction after. In this case, it's Gon's wall kick thing. Oh, so it staggers, but in a combo, I think maybe I've misunderstood something. So yeah, the down one gives Gon a launcher, and you'll obviously get a better combo than that. And then the standing one, I believe, is just a stagger. So it would literally be this. And if you time it correctly, then you'll get a move. So as you can see, it's hidden, but the combo counter continues. And then the jumping nenimpact is just jump and pressing the nenimpact button. Like, you don't need to charge it like you do with this one. So, yeah. No, but obviously different characters will have different nenimpact and stuff like that, and what they can kind of do. And obviously we'll discover that as the game gets better and more stuff comes out with it. So we got arts. These are the special moves. So normally in fighting games, these would be tied to a technical input, but in this game, you just press a button. So Gon's is Junken Ken, Junken. It's like he's rock paper scissors basically. So if you just press the standard button, you get like a launcher like that, and then if you time it correctly, which I didn't, you can do that, and then you get a follow-up. But this is obviously the unique gimmick for Gon. So Gon has that one. He's got that, but the launcher, which is rock. If you press down and do it, then it shoots them up. Then you got scissors. There's different applications. This causes a crumple, so this is good for like combos, I'd imagine. But there's also a launcher variant, which you can do a jump cancel on. And then Gon also has a projectile. This is pretty good. He is like kind of like the all-rounder style character, I guess. Obviously, he is the main character, but he doesn't seem to have super good normals. But he has like a projectile. It's like locked behind this, so I guess the idea is if they jump at you, you could do something like that. But yeah, the way you press this, you just go into arts and then you press that. Obviously, some characters will have different ones, different moves they can do, and that would probably be it. Obviously, you have to figure that out when you pick the characters you like. But yeah, every character has their arts and stuff. So then you got aura arcs. These are just essentially like your supers, basically. You know, you have your gauge. Different characters have different aura arts, and they cost a certain amount of gauge. Gon's, I'm pretty sure his standard one, I think he's got two. His standard one is just final Jajaken rock, and that literally just is that. It's just a 2-button press. I can't see the information yet because it's all in the training mode, but I'm pretty sure this is invincible. So it's just a 2-button invincible reversal move as well, I believe. So then we got guard. Basically, this is just the main thing you have to do when you're on the defense in fighting games. So the guard action basically will catch your opponent's attacks, and it reduces damage you take. You'll still take chip. On the ground, obviously you need to alternate between stand and crouch depending on whether the attack is an overhead or a low. Pretty standard stuff. As it says, standing does not protect against low, and crouching does not protect against overhead, like I said. And air guard in this game can protect against both attacks, so jumping when you feel threatened can be an effective defense method. So in a lot of fighting games, as far as I'm aware, people can like lock you down, and then they can hit you with overheads as they're dragging you to the ground. And especially games like team games tend to be quite degenerate, so there might be some of that. But right now the game's telling you to prioritize jumping. But there might be some air unblockable moves which we don't know about yet. So just standard guard techniques. There we go. Killua's got pretty nice range, it seems. So yeah, it's so he pushed out. I don't know if it's oh, I got popped. Don't know if that's just part of the tutorial, but yeah, guarding is pretty simple. So Nen stance, this is the same as nenimpact attack, the same button. This is the defensive method I was telling you about. It's essentially just like a push block, if you like, but it's tied to a resource, so you can't overdo it. It doesn't reduce damage you take, so you'll still take chip, but it obviously pushes people back, and you'll tank most attacks when you're doing it, including high and low attacks, drive back your opponent. So you can do this while blocking, obviously. The application of this is quite interesting because you can cancel it into the attack still. As it says, during an impact, if you release N, you can move again after the release action. During the release action, other moves except guarding normals cannot be used. However, you can cancel the release action and unleash standing impact and crouching impact. So as I was saying, you can do moves and push through people with the application of the impact attacks. So it says standing impact when released or partway through. Crouching impact can armor through attack. So like that's your anti-air. So it seems to be able to that's like a defensive technique that the game is teaching you. So you can read their offense, return the impact on the right timing. Obviously, this isn't like a get out of jail free card, but it's like you use it correctly. It could be really strong defensive technique. Yeah, so it's while guarding. Also, if you activate an intel while guarding an attack with large recovery, you can launch a counter attack during timing. So obviously the game will explain it. Obviously, I'm guarding, so see the pushback we get there, and then we do it again, and then obviously I've got the attack there. Obviously, in the real game, there'll be like a string the opponent would do. So I guess, yeah, the game wants me to wait for him to, so I'll block, put him in block, put him in block stun, and, well, he's pushing him out, so, but you don't need to be holding back to do the Nen stance either. You literally just hold A, which is really, really decent. Oh! So yeah, it's fairly decent stuff. It's essentially just like your main mechanic to escape from relenting pressure, which is good because this game's going to have a lot of disgusting mix-up, I think, because that's just the nature of these type of games, these free-on-free tag fighters. So now we got piercing attack. Piercing attack is what I said about when you press forward and the heavy attack. This essentially is just your grab in this game. You know, like it is just the grab because it's just to beat opponents that are overly defensive and stuff. So this is like the strike fire in the game. So as I was saying, as I showed in the beginning, you just press forward and have it. You can't do it while they're in block stun. So if I do this and then that, you'll get the heavy attack. So the idea is you have to delay it and then do it like a tick throw. You could, I don't know, do something like this. And then when you're close enough, you'll get the attack. So obviously that's the idea in most fighting games. But it seems to work with a double tap forward as well. So you don't have to just do forward and H, you could do double tap, which is quite good actually. Because then I think in MVC3, this is like a, what do they call it? Like an option select. Like if they're not in range of your grab, then you'll get the this move. But if you want to grab with double tap forward right in their face, then you can do that as well. It's just the idea. So obviously in most games you would do like tick throw maybe, and then dash up and grab. So you get that option. But see, like obviously if I do it too quickly, then I just get a dash. So that's one thing you can kind of do. Obviously this can go the other way around. It says you don't have to press forward and H. You can just press back and H, and you'll also get the move, which is another way to kind of like get the move out. So if you wanted the fishing rod and they jump, for example, and you're not close enough, then you'll get the fishing rod if they're not in range of your grab. Effectively, that's what happened in MVC3 anyway. So rush combo, as I said before, this is you just hold B and then you just have to mash a button. This is beginner stuff. And then you just get that if you've got the meter stuff. Obviously, that's the light version, so you'll get more damage, I assume, if you do the medium version. So, and I imagine if you learn, yes, it's a bit better. If you learn like the combos, you're gonna probably do a lot more damage, like in fighters. So yeah, this is like obviously really catered to casual players. So if you are worried about combos, or I don't know how to do it, I don't know how to do it, they've basically sorted you out. And I'm just gonna check to see if that starts from a light. It does as well. It starts from a light series. It's a low. I'm still mashing. So yeah, if you don't know, if you let's try another example. Jump there. That was light. I'm gonna jump. And wait. So on a jump in, it does seem to be, you do seem to be able to do stuff. You have to be holding B first, by the way. Something to bear in mind. Obviously, this doesn't see. Let's try this. Okay, so I do a jump in. You have to be holding B before you attack. So you can't just like start hitting like this and then, yeah, see, you have to be holding B. So maybe just get used to holding B. That's rush combo. That's like very early stuff. So, but the game doesn't seem too hard to like combo. Yeah, so like that's just me just like manually doing stuff. Obviously I don't know the route yet, but like that's literally just standard series into a launcher, into jump cancel, into that, which puts them down on the floor. Yeah, so there's a lot more effective stuff you could do, but obviously if you're starting out the game and you're worried about, oh, I don't know combos, I don't know how to do combos, you can just press B, mash, rush, go into a combo, get pretty decent damage, you know. I don't know how, there's probably, usually in these games there's a consequence for pressing these, you know. I think in Dragon Ball you build less meter, so let's just do like a standard one. I'm not going to end the combo because I don't want to. So that built like half a bar, but I just see how much this does from my awful combo I just did a second ago. Just see. So that's not even like an effective combo, and I'm messing it up a bit. But that built the same amount of meter that the rush combo built, and the combo wasn't even finished. So there is a penalty for medium for rush starters. So that is something to bear in mind. But that's the trade-off for not learning a combo. So okay, so assists. This is obviously the biggest feature in a tag fighter. You get assists to help you. This game's quite generous. I believe each character has 3 assists, if I'm correct. We'll find out. But I think you've got a neutral assist, like a forward or back one, which is the same effectively. From what I've seen, there might be some differences between characters, and then a down assist. And obviously each character will have their own assist. I think the reason they've done this is to incorporate better team building. So for example, I was playing as Kripke and Hisoka. And Hisoka has a projectile assist as one of his assists, and Kripke also has a projectile assist as one of his assists. I didn't play all the characters yet, so I don't know. But I guess the idea is to incorporate team building. Every character must have an assist in a team comp that can like assist building in a team to make a team more effective. Obviously, there will be a really great way for a team to be built. That's just the nature of these games. But to incentivize better team comps, and the ability to play any character you want in the game. This seems like I feel like this is what they were going for, but yeah, each assist has a cooldown, obviously. I'm not too sure what the cooldown is right now. I don't know, I feel like it might be more for different assists, but we'll see. And obviously it says here, if a character gets hit by while they're out, then they'll take double 1.5 damage, not double damage. So that seems quite true for most of the case in these kind of games. Assist attacks cannot be used while another is, so you can only have one out at a time, I believe they're saying. Also, when a character called an assist attack exits, there will be an assist cooldown during which assist attacks and switching to arts will be temporarily disabled. So that just means that changing the character, because the active tag, the length depends on the action they take. So there is different depending on the assist. So obviously if they feel an assist is stronger, it'll probably have a better cooldown. Yeah. So we've got Kripke, Killer, and Hisoka as just the standard team. So we'll just go over like his neutral one. So this is just a neutral assist. I can reset. This is like a lariat style. This one seems to be coming back relatively slow. So you see that's that one, and that's here's one like that. So that goes low. This is I did a trade. I don't know if there's an application to the move I can change. This is his neutral one. So that seems to come back much slower than the lariat style assist. So it doesn't go full screen. So you can see I can't call out two at the same time, no matter how much I try. And there is a certain cooldown between that as well. So I'm tapping. There he is. I'm hitting it too fast, which causes team change. So you probably have to get to the time if you're like spamming an assist. I keep doing it. So I guess you got to time it with the light up. So the minute that lights up, there you go. So you can't bring out multiple assists at the same time. It says there, I was saying about Hisoka's cards, and then he has an air projectile as well. So yeah, that's the assist basically. Pretty basic stuff. A lot more application obviously because there's multiple assists that the character can have, whereas like in VC3 you have to pick one of the assists they have. So, and same with fighters, Dragon Ball fighters. So the idea with like switching, this is obviously the technique. You can have certain characters that will be able to lock characters down, and then you can create mix-up scenarios. Obviously already I can tell this move here is going to be pretty decent. So obviously I bring in Killua here, but double tap. Oh, there we go. I've now got a fairly good mix-up situation. Something like that. As you also notice, Gon's health is flashing. If I switch them in, Gon's health, as you can see, sorry, not Gon's health, Hisoka's health is recovering. And Gon's is also recovering after a certain amount of time, as you can see. So that is another thing you want to do. So obviously you know, oh, Gon's hurt. Bring him in. And then obviously learn a Killua combo and you'll know. And the same thing happens for Hisoka, obviously. But you can let the assist cool, so maybe there'll be maybe letting Hisoka come in and throw his cards, maybe. I don't know. Just for example. Oh. Yeah, obviously that's probably not very effective, but the idea is you can mix up things, and then depending on what you're doing, then you can bring in your... Obviously you don't have to let the assist rock, you could just let them come in. So active tag and switching can be used. Obviously if Bisky is blocking, then it's going to be a lot more effective, I feel, but we'll have to wait and see what we can do with this game. So you got switching arts. You could do this. You could do this in Dragon Ball. It's DMC. You could do this in MVC3 as well. It's just switching into a super and bringing a character out. This is obviously quite good to get certain characters out. In MVC3, I'm pretty sure you can completely annihilate people on block and chip them out with certain characters, like Dante, for example. I don't know if this game is going to be the same. But we'll have a look. So the idea obviously is I bring in Hisoka. So you do that, and then he does his assist, his super. So, but you could probably do that with every single character. So obviously, oh, Killua's in. You know, and I feel like you can only do 2. We'll see. Obviously, there's a bounce there, so it might not be... Obviously, there's a cooldown as well, so you can't just, like, do 1, 2, 3, it seems. So I guess the idea is, with Gon, you do this. Junkin Ken, bring in Hisoka, see, there you go. And then there we go. So that's the idea from it. It's pretty easy. You just do Gon Super, let's do Hisoka again. And then I missed time earlier, but that's the idea. So you can just spend 3 bar, get them all out, and then throw out a load of characters, and then the one you end up could be the character you want out. So say you want Killua out after Hisoka, you could time it, boom, and then you're in. So that's art switching. Right, reversal switching is that you just kind of like a guard break kind of switch. I don't know how to kind of describe it, but yeah, it's essentially like you're swapping, you're in, and you can bring them out while you're in the middle of a thing. I don't know how effective this will be, but we'll have to have a look and see. You just do that. Obviously, you probably have to time it, but yeah, I blocked when I came in, so. And then that's the idea. And you also get a little bit of a pushback. This does cost you a beater though. You got ejection attack. This is essentially like, oh, say you got an opponent who's got a recoverable health and you want to bring them in. Say they're trying to like recover, I don't know, Bisky's health or something. You would use this to kick them back into the field so that you can start shredding them. This is the idea. Obviously, right now, Bisky's on her own. But that kick there will bring out... It'll get rid of Bisky and it'll bring in, I don't know, Overgin, if Overgin's on the team. But that's the idea. So these are the comeback mechanics. Quick gear. Basically, I think it's essentially like your X Factor, or partly X Factor. I think the way it works in MVC3 is if you're down to one less character, you get more time, you get a massive power boost, and there's a load of other things you can do. So I imagine this game's going to have a lot of broken crap in it, very similarly to that. So basically it's saying in this game you have a little gauge with a 1 on it, and the more hits you take, it will build up over time. But another technique you got is called quick gear, which can be used even when there is only a little quick gear gauge left. So when active, the quick gear will gradually drain. You will until you run out of your character takes damage. The attack power and the movement speed will be strengthened, and you will not take damage while guarding. So this is like how to mitigate chip damage. And because you can cancel most moves of quick gear, after which the character can immediately act again, you'll be able to surprise the opponent with good timing. Plus, the effect bonuses can be strengthened even further depending on the gear level in the middle of the quick gear gauge. The gear level will increase the more overall damage your team has taken throughout the match. So obviously, I assume that means you down to one character, then that character will be busted. I feel like that's the idea. So find the strategy works for you, whether it's using a key moment to gain early advantage or saving it for a higher level gear to mount a comeback. So I feel like in MVC3, the idea, say Virgil for example, the idea was having him as your anchor, which is meant to be your last character on the team, and he would essentially destroy a team he'd tap them and destroy a team. So there might be characters like that in this game. But the way you activate it is literally just A and X, so lightning, and then you get it. And then so you get increased movement. This just does extra damage and stuff like that. So let's see a combo quick. So that's a very basic light combo. Good to see how much damage it did. You do over gear. Let's see what happens. Obviously missed up the combo there, but you can see the damage was a bit higher, so that's the idea of this mechanic. You can also do it in a block scenario as well, or pretty much off every situation, so you could go something like, and then you can cancel into it, and obviously there'll be a combo you can do. So over gear, this is like your big comeback mechanic. It's essentially a powerful technique that can order the class the match. You can use it only once per match when your gear level is above 1. Like quick gear, it strengthens the attack power and the movement speed of you and your time team, and you won't take damage or guarding. The bonus effects and their duration improve depending on gear level. Additionally, these attacks can stack with quick gear. So that means you can use them at the same time. A property unique to overgear is that its ability to knock back any opponent that is not in the middle of an attack upon activation. So essentially, I think that's like a burst, if I'm correct, while also giving your character dashes or hitboxes. Excluding while being hit is possible to cancel many different states, actions, into overgear. So if you're not being hit, then you can use it. So on block, in the middle of a combo, yada yada yada. Choose the perfect time to activate it. So essentially, you activate it. This one, you activate it with A and heavy attack, and you get you going. So you can see you got the dash. See again, as I was saying before, if you're too close, you get the grab. As you can see, Hisoka's walk speed is astronomically faster. And then you do this, and then yeah, and obviously it goes without saying, but the damage will be much better than it was before. So yeah, this is it. But you only get this once a match, and obviously the least amount of characters you have, the less characters you have, and the more damage your team is taking, the better you will be. So remember that obviously you activate overgear by pressing the light and the nenimpact button, which drains the little thing, but then you activate this, overgear drains, you know, and obviously you can stack them together. So your character becomes instantly busted. So the game has two comeback mechanics. One you can accumulate through the match, and one is like your trump card essentially. Yeah, and that's effectively just the tutorial that the game has to offer. It's fairly in-depth. I recommend picking this up, honestly. If you've got the Steam, if you don't have the Steam version, then that's unfortunate. But the game is looking much, much better than it did when it was first revealed. It was absolutely worrying, but I think the game is good. Oh, I've said this before, I think. I can't remember, but they were going to release this without rollback netcode, but that's not the case. The game does have rollback netcode. I think the game would have been dead on arrival if this game didn't have rollback. This, I think, is a good chance. If they're doing a beta, I will cover it. I don't know when they're doing the beta. If they're even doing one, I feel like I heard they were, but if they don't, they don't. And I am going to muck around with Gon, and Gon will be a character I focus on more than any other character to start with. Well, one, he's like the main character, so I feel like a lot of people want to play him too. I like Gon, so it makes sense, and that's kind of like me. But yeah, check this out. It's really, really, really fun. Obviously, you can do free battles, so if you've got a friend, I'm pretty sure you can do a versus mode internally, which is cool. Yeah, the fact they've dropped this is good. I think they care about what they're putting out. You know, I don't think they don't not care. So, but yeah, that's essentially it. Yeah, take care. If you like, then like, comment, subscribe. If you don't like, tell me why. And yeah, that'll be it. Take care, swines.